Hey guys, before we jump in, this episode is brought to you by the Transportation Intermediaries Association, the only trade association exclusively representing the 3PL industry. We talk about risk management every single week on this show. Chameleon carriers, strategic theft, brokers are under a microscope like never before. This is why you need the TIA in your corner. The TIA isn't just about networking. They provide a powerful voice in Washington, the best legal frameworks in the business, and a community that holds the line on ethics and excellence, not to mention valuable certifications. They do the work so you can scale securely and with confidence. The Transportation Intermediaries Association, connecting freight, powering the supply chain. Don't operate on an island. Join the elite. Go to tianet.org and let them know that the Freight Coach sent you. This episode is brought to you by SPI Logistics, the premier freight agent logistics firm in North America. For over 40 years, SPI has been diligently building the most successful freight agent network to provide first-class relationships for our shippers, receivers, and carrier partners. We are more than another transportation network. We are a dedicated team of professionals united by one singular purpose, and that is to expedite our agents' success. All of our agents are set up for success on day one, as they are provided with a full suite of support staff that is ready to assist them with everything from after-hours emergencies to financial and administrative needs on a no-fee basis. This way, you can focus on continuing to grow your business. There is no financial risk to start, and you have the ability to earn up to 75% in commissions. If you are looking to take control of your financial future and build your business with the backing of one of the most successful logistics firms in North America, visit www.spi3pl.com to learn more. Do me a favor and let them know that the Freight Coach sent you. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. We are live. It is the Freight Coach Podcast, the top podcast in transportation, coming to you guys every single weekday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 10:30 Central, to break down some industry headlines. But today we're not doing any of that because, I like to take a couple of days out of the year and not talk about freight, which is, kind of ironic considering that this is all we talk about. But at the end of the day, I've been doing this show with my really, really good friend. We're not just like work acquaintances. He's somebody who I consider a friend. And we've been doing the Red, White, and Better Than You show for literally, this is our fourth rendition, and this is just the ode to America and why we're better than everybody, and we just don't care what you think about it from that point. So I'd like to welcome my good friend Robert Bain on the show, the strongest man in logistics. Let's go.
What is going on? Never forget the British blew a 13 colony lead.
Dude, I am that show or that shirt, and then there's a bunch of them. I would like go bankrupt if I would buy all the shirts that I want, because there's just a ton of just heaters out there.
Oh, we've got some good ones. I've got the Red, White, and Better Than You. That's the original one, right? The start of the show. I've got one of George Washington, very similar sunglasses to what I'm rocking today. Says "Suck it, England" underneath that. Like, great stuff, man. This is another one I've got. It was called Ing and until 1776 because we gave him the L.
Yeah. Dude, it does not get old, though. It doesn't get old to hear all of these
50 years, still going strong, baby.
Dude, I know. We've outlasted everything at this point. Like, there's been no other, on record, we've outlasted everything. You never know how, history, we're only told what they want us to hear. So, you never know what's actually gone on out there. But, dude, I want to dive in and talk about, the most current event, which is the World Cup. And I gotta admit, man, I hate soccer. I don't think it's that cool at all. I know
nobody cares about soccer.
I know, right? Like, you're a big soccer guy. I know that. My family are big soccer people, like fans of it all. I went to a soccer game in Europe when I was over there. One of the craziest experiences that I've seen. Like, it's cool, but like I have such a deep satisfaction in beating countries whose entire identity is wrapped up into sport that we're casual about, and we just beat the brakes off of them. I fucking love it more than anything.
It's beautiful. It's a great thing. And this World Cup cycle in particular has been really fun to watch, to see the rest of the world, realistically see a 20-year progression of the U.S., actually more than a 30-year progression of the U.S. men's program. The U.S. women's program has been dominant for a long time. They're very, very good, producing the greatest players ever. And the men's side, reality is this: like, our best athletes don't want to play soccer.
Yeah.
Because why would you?
Yeah.
And so now, like, when you think about it, and not to say that we don't have incredible athletes that are on this and have been on previous men's national teams, but I mean, can you imagine your, center midfielder being John Stockton, or
Yeah.
like LeBron James playing keeper, or like Anthony Davis playing wing? Like, it's no contest. Or Randy Moss playing forward. Get out of here.
Dude, no, that's it, right? And it's like it's funny. I'm gonna botch his last name. It's Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Yes,
Dude, love that dude.
Zlatan is more than men. He is Zlatan.
Yeah, dude, Zlatan. He's one of a kind, but he
He
says the best, right? Like there's a reason why US players aren't dominating in Europe, right? Like there's a couple of them that play in Europe, but like it's next level, like look at a guy like Messi, for example, who's over here. He's like 40. He is he's kind of dominating in the MLS right now, and he's 20 years older than most players on the roster. And that should say something, right? Like you look at a guy like Ronaldo, for example, who is, I personally think he's the best player in the world. He's dominated at every league that he's played in. And it's like you see guys like that, and it's like we can't compete with that at that level. But when it comes to the World Cup, we'll just beat the brakes off of you. And that's all that matters.
The thing is, and I'll say this: our coach, who I'm sure when they do the movie on this team at some point, Russell Crowe's going to play him because he looks like Russell Crowe on the sideline. But he has this team believing, and there is something about believing in yourselves as a team. Like we do, we have world class players. Very much this last game showed we have world class talent. Like that free kick. And I wish I could articulate it to others who have not attempted those skills before, like how difficult it is to dip a ball over the wall the way he did and do it so casually that the keeper basically was frozen.
Yeah.
It truly is one of the most unique skills you can have. And so we have all these pieces. And to your point, like, do we dominate? No. Like we have great, like Pulisic's a great player. We've got great guys that are on this side. But we have pulled together, and it's honestly in spite of some of the U.S. alumni, call it what it is, like Landon Donovan and Alexi Lawless hate this fucking team. They hate them.
Why?
And that's what I don't quite get, other than they know that they are better than the teams they were on.
Yeah.
And so you listen to, and also speaking of Zlatan, the Zlatan Thierry Henry bromance and their mutual hatred for Alexi Lawless when they're announcing together is fantastic. It is absolutely like, I mean, Zlatan literally telling the viewing public, "You're welcome for Lawless not being on one of their broadcasts." Unreal. But no, these guys talk about like, oh, they don't have the respect for this, or they don't like, no, so they don't care about you, bro. Like you had long red hair and you were cool with your goatee, and then you got you got your shot in Serie A after the '94 World Cup, and you kind of got dogged, man. You played a couple 3 years, like and your minutes dropped pretty quick. Like, to your point, it showed that there was a level of class that just wasn't there in the U.S. system now, which we have that now.
Yeah.
And so, and Donovan, I think I appreciate him because he has an ego that allowed him to accomplish great things. He did great stuff for this country. He scored what is, I will argue with anybody, one of the best goals ever, but also the most important goal in U.S. soccer history, against Algeria when it put us through the knockout rounds. That was huge. And what he's done is great. But the idea that he believes like, cool, like I'm the best ever, and like no one can ever do more. Listen, bro, you didn't win the World Cup. At some point we're going to, and you have to accept that fact. So like if you listen to these guys talk about the US team, they hate this team. But then you have guys like Thierry Henry and Zlatan and Peter Schmeichel, who are international superstars, going, this team can get it. And like, well, Zlatan and Thierry Henry have both said like, this U.S. team, with some strokes of good luck and with the schedule they have, like Belgium's going to be a big test coming up, they could get to the semis. And like at that point, anyone has a puncher's chance to get to the final. And then you got to go 1-0. You have to go 1-0 3 more times.
Dude, I look at it like this though. If you look at March Madness, for example, and just drawing comparables, because we're down to are we at the round of 32 still, or are we in 16?
Yeah, we're finishing off the round of 32. The US, Canada, and Mexico are all in the round of 16.
Yeah.
So if they win, think about it, all 3 host nations could be in the quarterfinals, and all of a sudden North America has 3/8 at least of the quarterfinal teams.
Well, dude, it's like I look at it too, where now at this point, if everybody's in the final like 16, if you look at the March Madness, for example, anybody's got a shot from 16 on, right? It does not matter. You look at all those
Puncher's
Cinderella,
chance, baby. Puncher's
yeah,
chance. Everyone's
and
got
that's
it.
it, right? And it's like you only need one thing to fall, properly into your way. And you go back and you look at the Olympics, right? Like I know, men's hockey beating Canada, another thing that I love beating other countries whose entire national identity is that sport. I'm from the, Wisconsin. Hockey's a big deal where I come from. Massive, massive hockey fan overall. But it's just like soccer, right? You have your hockey loyalists and your soccer loyalists, and then you have your casual fans that are out there. It's not like college football or NFL and stuff like that. But it's like you look at the gold medal game, for example, in hockey. Canada beat us in every statistical category except for the one that mattered, and that's
the one that matters most, baby.
Because we got, we tied it up, got it into OT, and then it was one break that Jack Hughes just got the right angle and scored. But that's all you need, right? And so it didn't matter up into that point. It doesn't matter whatever stat is out there. It's just that pure execution in the moment who's going to win. And, again, I'm all America until I die. And I would love to see gold medal hockey and then back it up with a World Cup victory on our home turf. Like that would just be insane because like 90% of the citizens of the United States could not tell you what a red card was, could not tell you what offsides is in hockey. Like they don't know shit except for we will band together and cheer for each other no matter what when it's our national team.
There is nothing Americans love more than talking shit to other countries.
Mm-hmm.
Back-to-back World War champs, baby. Like we love that. And here's like we do it because that is the audacity that 250 years ago led to people saying, all right, man, like kill us, hang us, draw on court, like whatever. We're gonna put it all on the line so that you and I can be sitting here 2,000 miles away from each other, talk about how great our country is. Like that is what they decided to do literally tonight, 250 years ago.
Yeah, no, that's it, right? And it's like you look at that, and I think like that's what, and you saw it on social media when people were coming here to the United States for the World Cup, and they were traveling around, and they're like, the U.S. is nothing like we're told. And you go out there.
Wait, the media is not being honest about that stuff? No,
I know, right?
never.
That's never happened. But it's like you look at that though, and if there's one thing, I mean, I love a lot about this country, but if there's one thing I do is our ability as a country to band together and support each other in those moments. And I think that's what is like the most like commendable thing about all of this. And again, dude, like it truly didn't matter. It didn't matter where any of these fans were from. Like you saw so many videos out there. People are like, I couldn't pay for a meal. I couldn't do any of that. Like the Americans were so accommodating. They wanted us to be here. A couple of them, like this dude in Texas opened up his ranch and he took people out shooting out of helicopters and shit. And I'm like, that right there, like that is awesome. Took a mudding, all of that stuff. But it's like, that is the fabric of America, right? Like if you get off of social media though, you stop paying attention to the media and you just walk around in everyday America. That is how 90% of the people are. I won't say any more. Like that's like how 90% of the people are, man. They're accommodating, they're open, they're friendly. They want you to be a part of our culture. Like I would say that, like we want you to be a part of our culture as long as it's done the right way.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is like, as people arrive from around the world, early in the World Cup, and all the tweets, like Frank from Germany, like one pissed that we ruined that, but like it was great, man. Waffle House, and and people discovering ranch. I don't really like ranch, but I love. But to your point, like we band together like nobody's business. Like truly, this is a country of brothers and sisters. And here's what I mean by that: is we can rip on each other, we can make fun of each other, but man, anybody outside the family says anything, like no, absolutely not. Absolutely
Exactly.
not.
Exactly.
And we get to you had this global event all right here in the United States and in North America, and to your point, like we have been accommodating, we want people to experience our culture, and on top of all that, like you see all these different countries saying, okay, like maybe we need to rethink this whole like American side, and like, don't get me wrong, we have an arrogance about us, and we should.
Yeah, for sure.
It's great. Like we in every category you could think of when it comes to production, when it comes to output, when it comes to freedom, like everything about America is bigger, better, bolder. Yes, you say, oh, like the healthcare system is jacked up. Are there things about our country that I would change? Absolutely. Like it
Yeah.
ain't perfect, but man, it's, as I like to say, people ask how I'm doing. It's so great to be us.
Yeah.
It's so great to be American.
Dude, that's the thing is like, I wish more people would travel outside of this country. And then if you do go to another country, don't just go airport straight to all-inclusive resort. Like, go experience life outside of that. If you want a deep appreciation for what we have here, you need to do that. You need to go see what real poverty looks like, what real totalitarianism looks like. Granted, we could argue that here, but like if you want to see a lot of that stuff, man, you really need to go and travel outside of that, and just experience life outside of the bubble. You really do, because nothing will make you appreciate more than what we have here. And again, like you could say, you brought up healthcare, for example. So I'll talk about that. You could shit on our healthcare system in a lot of different ways, but here's what you can't shit on. You're about like a mile away from major hospitals and major medical care about everywhere you are, right? So it's like, you could be pissed about the amount that you get billed, but you will be saved. You will be alive, and you will have a chance to fight it.
Great example of that. I'm at a powerlifting meet last week. I was down in Florida, right? And things happen when you have big weights on you, whatever, right? Real unfortunate for, I don't really know the guy very well, but I know his crew pretty good. Snapped both arms in his forearm.
Fuck.
Yeah. Bench in his hand, like everything go right. And you have 3 or 4 people that are medical personnel, right, like just there.
Yeah.
Because you have this, everything we do is an amalgamation of people, right? And the conversation is, yes, you got to call 911, but it's like, is it easier to take him to the urgent care center that is a half mile down the road, or to your point, the hospital that is 2 miles down the road? Like that's the discussion, not, oh my God, can we get this dude somewhere in time to save his arm?
Correct.
And again, you have all these people that are there. We splint his arm. We've got, cat. Everything was done. This dude was set. All of his gear was off him, and he was basically sitting waiting for the ambulance in 12 minutes.
Yeah.
That is, and also like the majority of people that were there don't know him personally. Like know of him maybe through social media or through no, and just again, it's that is a microcosm of America where like something's happened to one of us. Great. Let's get you. And then what happens? The meet just continues on.
Yeah. I think with the craziest part that you didn't even bring up is the fact that he had an insane amount of weight above him that his spotters took and didn't crush his chest cavity and kill him. Like, that's fucking, Jesus Christ, man. But no, dude, it is, right? Like, if you just look at the infrastructure of it, and if there's anything I rip on this show more than anything is our crumbling infrastructure, right? Like, it needs to be updated. There's no arguing about that. But again, if you look at like your probability of survival out there, even like out here in Arizona, right? Over the summers, it's inevitable somebody thinks they don't need water going on a hike in when it's 110 out because they're fucking cooler than that. Idiots, right? But again, like you get airlifted and you're back in a hospital and you have like first responders who are there. There's so many different levels of care that get to you, right? You have your first responders. How many other trained medical professionals just happen to be in the area? Fire, police, all of that. You have every single level that's out
people
there.
In trucking, like almost all of us have some CPR certification or experience. Like,
yeah, it's dude, it's crazy, right? So it's like with all of those faults that you get, you can back it up with every single like logical thing to keep it to be like, all right, I get it. Like, because I think like it's almost to the point, and I see this so much out there. And again, maybe it's just because I'm older now, and I don't look at the world through the lens of a 20-year-old Chris anymore. I've gone through life and I see things is it's like, how great is it though to live somewhere where you can openly shit on where you live, say everything that you hate about it, say there's nothing good about it, and still exist in that society, profit off of that society, be taken care of by that society through social programs in the event that you need them, and still be able to function. Like, how great is that, right? And that's what like is just so goes over so many people's heads. Like you can't do, and again, you can. I am just as much of a conspiracy theorist as everybody else. I could make a ton of counter arguments.
We could have a whole different podcast on
No,
this
for sure, right? But it's like, how great is it when you can do that and strip all of that away and know that nothing's going to happen to you, your family, or every generation of your family for the next 7 generations.
Yep, it truly is incredible, and you know, I think it's something that folks should take stock of every now and then. Like, is your individual situation the best? Maybe not. I'll give you that. Like,
Yeah.
there are challenging circumstances for many people, but again, first world problems, right? Like, if you've got a roof over your head, a vehicle you can get access to, and a couple $100 in your bank, you're in the top 10% of wealthiest people in the world.
Yeah.
And so for that, like, and I know that's a little Pollyanna, like, oh, I'm just looking for the silver lining, but yeah, you kind of need to sometimes,
Yeah.
because you know otherwise everything can kind of get to you. But you know, when it comes back to it, you look at, and like 250 years of America, right? We started as this country, it was an idea, it was a concept, it was very fragile, right? Like, there's any one thing could have happened.
Oh yeah.
That and we're never, and we'll talk like this, and we're having tea in this afternoon, like very easily. And to be fair, like, there are other things that could have happened that we could also have different accents.
Yeah.
You know, over those years, and but there is a resiliency that is built into every single person that is born in this country, that comes to this country, that is in this country, that cannot be overlooked, and it is incredible. And if you don't believe it, like, just look at how things survive. Look at a town like Detroit, which some people basically gave up on, right? Like, you see the car industry is very different right now. The downtown area was struggling quite a bit, and now you see this, you know, real resurgence in a place like Detroit. And so, like, it's on a comeback, and like, that is something that very much is the fabric of America. Is you may knock us down. Hey, look at September 11th, we got knocked down, right? Like, and yes, conspiracy theories, I won't go into all that, but like, we got knocked down, but we get back up, we dust ourselves off, and we move forward. And so that's an incredible thing about this country and about being an American, that whether you realize it or not, it is interwoven into, you know, every part of your being.
Yeah. You know, I've been doing, been paying a lot more attention, obviously, to the global scale. I am no way a geopolitical expert or anything like that, so I don't want anything of that I'm about to say to come across as that. But it's like, I've been listening to a lot of things, and it's like, you can be against a lot of the actions that the United States takes out there from a military perspective, but at the end of the day, I look at it where it's like, again, this is our arrogance here as Americans, right? Like, I would rather have us be in charge of a lot of things than others who are openly speaking. Like, they don't even hide the fact. Granted, I don't think we really hide the fact in a lot of those things either. But if you look at it, like, I think that the world should look at it from this perspective. And I was watching a military podcast about what's going on in the Middle East right now. And they had said on there, they're like, I think what the world underappreciates is the restraint that we actually show.
Correct.
It's not what we do. Like, and I'm not advocating for a lot of what is done out there. I'm not saying it's right, wrong, or indifferent, but I think that point alone is like, I think the world should appreciate what we don't do more than what we do, because just based on, you know, the capabilities that are out there. And then, but then again, you look at historically what comes with the actions of the world superpowers in history and the destruction that goes on. And again, you could make counter arguments to a lot of these things, but the fact that there are multiple 180 countries out there that are independently operating as their own, granted, a lot of them are on our payroll, but like, the fact that
all but like 6.
No, I know, but it's like the fact that happens and they're allowed to live their lives in a non-totalitarian regime that historically has happened. I think like they should appreciate that a little bit more than what I think is shown towards us. You know, like, because again, my honest opinion is this: if you're on our payroll at all, I don't give a fuck about your opinion, right? It's just like that saying, like, if you're an adult and you're still getting money from your parents, you can't complain about shit. Keep your mouth shut.
Correct. And I think that's something your point. It's underappreciated, and I look at the United States as very much like the hood guy who gets out of the hood.
Yeah.
And it is, because listen, we are polite. We will work with you. We'll do whatever, but we will check you. And we have so many ways to check you.
Yeah.
If you're going to be disrespectful. And so, and I there's parallels in everything, right? I liken it very much to social media. Like you can chirp all you want in a tweet or in your press conference in the comfort of your own, house. Like come here or invite us, like come say it with your whole chest.
Dude, I because like, my son, he's a teenager now.
The only person that'll do that is Vladimir Putin. He's the only person and that dude stays quiet because he knows.
I know. And it's funny is you like all the keyboard warriors that are out there, and it's like, it is, man. It's like, just come say it to my face if you have a problem. I'm not hard to find, at any industry event and stuff like that. Granted, not a lot of people, a lot of that's calmed down over time, because I think like most people are like, it doesn't matter what we say at this point. He's going to continue to show up and keep talking and stuff like that. But, it is one of those things, man. And I look at it now where it's like with a lot of stuff that goes on, I don't know, like, I think what bothers me more than anything about the social media landscape that I see is same people, different personalities on different platforms. And I'm like, why don't you just fucking talk like that everywhere? Like, if you're really believing in that shit, say it everywhere, say it proud, right? Like I look at it like this. I don't bring my faith and a lot of things onto this show very often, but it's like, I will openly and proudly say, I am a man of God. I believe in God. I pray every single day. I love the United States of America. I am a massive First Amendment supporter and Second Amendment supporter. And what the Bill of Rights affords me as a man. I will say that in every setting, though. Like, I don't understand why people will talk a certain talk on one platform, but then completely fucking change their tune on another. It's like, just fucking say it.
That is a skill that is developed, by the way. I've talked with this with people that I do like some career coaching with, right? Is one of the most freeing things, and you and I talked about this before, years ago, is being able to be myself or yourself at a different volume. I will be a different volume on this show versus on a stage versus on a powerlifting platform versus sitting across from my granddaughter. I'm still the same person.
Yep.
It's just a different volume that you're going to get.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's hard for people, because if you want to say it with their whole chest, you got to say it all.
Yeah.
And so many people only believe what they think others won't challenge them on.
Yeah.
That they'll say out loud.
So true.
Yeah. And so that's it. Listen, I appreciate where you stand on life. I do not have the same belief when it comes to the faith and religious stuff. That's just me. I believe in this country immensely. I don't like our government. Call it what it is. I believe that people that don't take care of themselves physically are irresponsible and weak and should be in positions of authority. That is a statement of Robert Bain. That does not necessarily reflect the opinions of GLCS, any other organization that I'm a part of, because I think that shows that you are willing to compromise in the area that is most important, which is the shell that we have for 70 to 100 years.
Yeah.
If you're willing to compromise there, you'll compromise in everything else.
Dude, I couldn't agree. 5 years ago, I probably wouldn't have agreed with that statement. But since I have taken back control of my health, physical health, I would agree with that. I think it all starts and stops with your ability, because it's like, I think that people, like they'll look at you, for example, right? I always chirp at your social media because you're my boy, and I know you've sent me screenshots.
Yes, like this is a different keyboard warrior though. Like we'll have fun with it.
But like I look at a lot of that stuff, and I'm like, what I know the work that goes into what you do to physically do what you do in the weight room, right? Like, I used to not understand and appreciate the level of work and discipline that goes into create things in general, right? Like, I look at it now in my health. I will 100% attribute getting myself back healthy to the success that I've had in business. because I know that if I take care of my body, it's going to take care of my mind. And if that's performing at a high level, I will perform at a high level at work. The physical and mental endurance that comes along with it, right? Because it's like doing a lot of these things where it's like, I'll work all day, I'll do the show, I'll fly to an event, and I'll do an event for a couple of days, come back, and then I'm doing the show the next morning, right? Like, there's no break from that. It takes a certain level of physical and mental endurance to be able to go through a lot of those opportunities. And it does start and stop with your ability to not overeat and let yourself go and get it, right? And again, this is just coming from somebody who I was 270 pounds, okay? I was fat. I am, for physical attribute.
For context, I am also 270 pounds this morning. We looked very different.
Correct, right? But it's like, and it's like I was overweight. I was drinking every day. I was miserable at life, right? Like absolutely miserable in every single facet of my life when I looked like that. What comes with getting yourself back healthy and what that can lead to? Because again, I'm right there with you, man. If you are not able to control yourself, if you're going to lecture me, and this is my biggest qualm, if there's a number one issue I have with people in life is if what you're talking about works so well, why the fuck aren't you doing it? Like when I stopped, and this is the thing, and people out there who are listening to this, I want you to pay attention to this and maybe apply this to your life. I applied this in 3 areas of my life. I stopped taking fitness advice from people who were fat, first and foremost. I stopped taking financial advice from people who were broke. They're broke. And then third, I stopped taking business advice from people who did not actually own and operate a business. When I stopped doing those 3 things and channeled to the people who are doing those things, 99% of the noise went away. And my life actually started going in the right trajectory, because it's like, again, if your idea is so great, why are you not doing it? Because the results aren't there to back them up.
And I'll say this, and this is a challenge to some, because there is someone that's going to listen to this, whether it's right now live or is going to come later. The reason you're not doing it is because you're afraid, and that's fine. It's okay to be scared. It is okay to be scared. I know when you stepped out and started your business, Chris, I know we talked about, you were terrified, and you should have been.
Yeah, I'm still terrified.
Yeah. But you should have been a lot more scared then. But you do it anyway, because there is a freedom in betting on yourself.
Oh yeah.
And so I know we're coming up on time on the show, so I'll kind of end with this here, right? The reason why I am so hardcore about my own personal training and my fitness and that is I am 44 years old. I want to be able to walk with my granddaughter on the beach. She's 2.5. We get to have a lot of fun. I am by far the strongest grandfather I know. Yes. And it's important that I do this stuff because yes, there is the ancillary benefit of I look good, I feel good, but like I sit down in a boardroom and on a Monday afternoon, and the day before that, I was doing max effort squats. I had 1,300 pounds on my back because I was full gear. There is not a person in that room that can scare me in a way that did. And so knowing that I overcame that, I walked in that room, I can sit here and while I may not have the same bank account, I may not have the same, cool tailored clothes, and this is not a knock on any of those things, but I can look at you as a human being, and I can go toe to toe with you in anything, because there is nothing that can kill me. Yeah. And that is why I'm so adamant about getting training in. My girlfriend is the same way. She's one of the strongest women in the world. And we do this stuff because it makes the rest of life very, very simple to contextualize. Like, I was just under something that should have killed me, and now I'm going to go do X or Y, or I'm going to go get on a plane, which isn't always the greatest thing right now. Like, and I'm good. Yeah. And I'm good. And the other thing too is, like, call it what it is. Like, we're all going to end up in the same place anyway. Mm-hmm. So like, let's have some cool stories to go along with it. Let's run this thing into the ground. Yeah. No, dude, I couldn't agree more with that. And I think that if anything, it pulls the insecurities of people that they know they should be doing it. Because again, like, what works for me. All right. And I don't say anything out there in the rare times that I do talk about fitness and all of that stuff, in no way, shape, or form am I trying to tell somebody you are wrong for not doing it the way that I do it, right? And like you and I, Robert, we both love fitness, very different goals on what we're trying to go after, right?
But it's like, we understand though that like, hey, it's not a one size fits all thing. And for me, all the content that I create, this podcast, when I talk about things like we're talking about right now, this is for that person who felt like me 5 years ago. All right. Because like, it's going to take some pretty extreme fucking changes to reinvent yourself. Because that's what comes along, whether it's with entrepreneurship, fitness, you got to kill the old version of yourself, because the old version of yourself is never going away. Like Fat Chris is still on my shoulder all the fucking time about everything. Okay. But it's like, I have to talk about certain things, because it's like, this isn't me ever saying what I'm doing is right and what you're doing is wrong. This is just what works for me. And my message is for those individuals who, you know what, maybe they're mid to late 30s. They drink every day. They're overweight. They want to do more in life. They know they want to do more, because I can tell you this, every time I was drunk and looking at myself in the mirror, I thought I was that badass version of myself, you know? And that's why I kept drinking every day, to get that version of myself to come back out. Well, guess what? I had to have that hard conversation with myself in the mirror and said, hey, fat ass, you're the fucking problem. And it took a lot of work, but here I am. And it's an every single day thing. I love getting the satisfaction of this, Robert, of going to the gym super early, not because you have to go to the gym early, because I know nobody else is up at that time. Or in Arizona, when it's 115 degrees out and I'm doing fucking cardio outside and I'm the only motherfucker out there. I love that shit. I see everybody driving by in their air-conditioned car. I fucking love those moments, because I'm in that zone and I'm doing something that I fucking know you're not going to do.
And I'll say this to all those folks that are like, okay, like, these are just talking, and how, like, we want you to do the same thing. Whatever gets you to feel like I'm the badass, whether, to your point, it's you're working out early, or you're working out late, like you're staying up and you miss that sleep, or you're getting those extra steps in, or you're monitoring your food. I mean, you saw, like, I've been eating a little bit here. You know, I've got my little pre-workout, so we're going to go to the gym after this. Like, I want to hear, because I'll be honest with you, and I know you've had multiple instances like this, Chris. I've had somebody approach me and say, hey man, like, the stuff you put out saved my life. And I'm like, listen, it doesn't need to be that deep. But if it helped you change so that you are in a position where you're making more money, you're providing for your family, your girl or your guy thinks you're sexier because you're doing, like, dude, I want to hear all, like, that is what makes America great. Is because there are examples like this everywhere, and we have a voice, we can talk about it. And we want you to be badass fucking Americans, because this is America. It fucking rocks. It doesn't have to be great again, because it never wasn't not great.
Dude, I love it. I can't top that at all, Robert. Thank you so much for joining me. That's it for today, you guys. We're out. We'll be back next week. Go out, celebrate, be safe this weekend. Don't Jason Pierre-Paul your fucking hands.
Keep all 10 digits.
Keep all 10. If you're coming in with 10, fucking leave with 10. Have a great weekend, you guys. Let's go. Talk to you soon. Game back.